So I want to take just a couple of moments and show you guys a few undervalued X-Men books that I recently picked up. And to be honest with you, I don't know if these comics are going to have some long-term value. But in light of what seems to be happening with the House of X and Powers of 10, I wanted to pick up these books for a couple of reasons. One, they give me some additional insight into what is actually happening in the world of X-Men. I never read many of these books when they first came out, so by reading them now, it gives me some insight into potentially what is coming, what is happening, what is going on with the X-Men. And maybe, just maybe, if something magical happens where the X-Men come into the MCU, some of these books, some of these characters could be pretty important. If you want to see the books that I'm talking about, stay tuned for the video. Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. This video is all about the X-Men, specifically some undervalued X-Men comic books that have kind of popped into my mind. And so I've actually gone out and picked up most of these books because I honestly did not have these books in my collection. Some of these books I've hinted at in previous videos that I've recorded, but finally I actually have the hard copies here to be able to show you. So I want to show you, I think it's 5 books that I want to show you here, and then I also want to show you 2 additional books that I picked up as part of a Kickstarter program, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a couple of moments. So the first book that I want to show you is this one right here. It is Uncanny XMen number 317, and this book is actually the first appearance of 2 characters. One of them is Blink, who is a teleporter, and the second is a character by the name of Skin. This is some fantastic 90s action, that shiny cover right there. I actually picked up 2 copies of this book. I was recently reading some X-Men books, and they had the Blink character kind of front and center, and I thought she was a pretty cool character, a little different. And so I went ahead and picked up 2 really nice copies of this book from eBay. And I can tell you, just about every book that I'm going to be showing you in this video is basically priced at $5 or less. $5, in some cases $4, and in some cases as low as $3. So there is nothing here that is going to break your bank. But again, a couple of books that could give you some insight into what is happening and then may also go up in value. And we will see what happens over time with the values. The next book that I want to show you is this one. This is X-Men Deadly Genesis number 1. And this is a 6-part series. And what's great about this one is that this is actually the first appearance of Vulcan. Vulcan is Scott Summers' brother, Corsair's son, and technically also Havoc's brother as well. I don't know much about Vulcan, to be honest with you. That is part of the reason why I wanted to pick this book up, because I don't know much about that character, but based upon what I think is going to happen in House of X, Powers of X, and then the X-Men team moving forward, starting in October with a new number 1, I think that Vulcan is going to be a primary character, and so I wanted to get his first appearance to understand him as a character and to also be ahead of the curve. So this is a really cool book. It's an interesting cover. I'm actually looking forward to reading this one. The next book that I picked up is also part of that series. This is issue number 2 of X-Men Deadly Genesis. And this book is important because it's actually the first appearance of a character known as Darwin. Darwin is a pretty dope character. As the name implies, he is all about survival of the fittest. And I think what his powers are is that his body can and will adapt to any kind of situation to prolong his life. So if he is submerged underwater, he will grow gills. If he is thrown into a volcano, his skin, his lungs, his body will harden in order to allow him to survive. that is a pretty dope mutation. So I've actually watched a couple of videos on Darwin on other YouTube channels, so I know a little bit about him, but I have not read about the character myself. So I'm actually looking forward to reading those Deadly Genesis books that I just showed you a few moments ago. The next book is one that I've hinted at in previous videos. This is Journey into Mystery #1, The Birth of Krakoa. This is an interesting book. I actually read this one online, and I have to tell you, it's not a good read. It's really not a good read. It does, however, provide some insight into the island of Krakoa, specifically the origin. How did this island come about? And so I found it very helpful to actually read this book in advance of reading House of X, because of the prominent role that the Krakoa Island actually plays. And if you've read House of X, you know the island is basically the nation state for mutants. It produces some flowers that allow for transportation, also for habitats, and then the island also produces some flowers that are being used to create some synthetic drugs for humans that prolong life and cure illness. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to pick this up, because I actually anticipated Krakoa being important. I don't know that I expected it to be as important as it ultimately is. So this is a book that I wanted to read. I thought it was a helpful book, but again, not a fantastic read. So just note of caution there. This next book that I picked up is an interesting one. This is ROM Annual #3. And this book was poorly packaged to me, damaged a little bit en route, but I think with the press, I should be able to save this book. This one actually guest stars the New Mutants, and there is a first appearance in this book of a character known as Husk. And I think Husk is somehow related to Cannonball. I haven't read this one yet. Looking forward to reading it to better understanding this character. But again, a low-cost book that has a first appearance of a character that potentially will play an important role moving forward. So again, just wanted to highlight that one for you guys. So those are essentially all of the X-Men related books that I wanted to show you guys. But I also wanted to show you 2 books that I picked up as part of a Kickstarter program. And I've never participated in one of these things before, to be honest with you. Never would have, had it not been for this guy reaching out to me. And he actually knew some other YouTubers that vouched for him. And so I ended up donating a little bit of money to his Kickstarter, program to help him get his comic created. And I don't think this is the first time that he's done a Kickstarter program, but, it was my first time. And so I ended up doing it, and lo and behold, I actually received a couple of comics. So I was very pleased about that. And not only did I receive the comics, these comics are gorgeous. This was clearly not we are just going to throw every issue in plastic and send it out to people that supported it. This is, 9/8 type of quality book that just showed up. So I have not read it. It literally arrived today, and I wanted to do this video. So at some point, I'm going to crack this thing open and actually take a look. But this is the Salve versus the Cysteine Sick. I think that's how you say it. The Salve versus the Cysteine the Sick. I think that's how you say it. And this is actually, I think, issue #1. It is actually a one-shot. It's actually a pretty nice cover. Pretty nice red cover. The artist, I believe, signed it down here. I think he's a writer and artist. He signed it down here in the bottom for me. But definitely a really cool book. And I actually did the upgrade package. So not only did I get this one-shot, I also received this one, which is a variant version. It's actually pretty cool. It is reminiscent of a Mignola cover right here. And I can't remember the artist's name, to be honest with you, but it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. So happy to be able to support a member of the comic book community. And again, huge shout out for them sending me some awesome high quality books. So there you have it. That is essentially my haul. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel for some reason or another. I want to encourage you to do so. That way you can actually stay abreast of all the content that I release on a weekly basis. Take care. If you're interested in adding an awesome slab to your collection, you might be interested in this next part of the video. We are giving away this book right here. It is Detective Comics 1000, and it is a 9.9 from CGC, a minty 9.9. I have actually never held a 9.9 before, but this book could be yours. It is Detective Comics 1000, just dropped a few months ago. This is actually a variant from Forbidden Planet, featuring some awesome cover art of Harley Quinn. This book could be yours, and if you are interested in entering the giveaway for this week, all you have to do is head over to the community tab. You click the link on the post where I'm talking about this book. You enter in a couple of pieces of information. 2 of them are related to you, and 1 of them is a response from this video. The response is the number 1000. 1000. 1000 is the response from the video that you need to enter into the MailChimp link to be in the running for this book. Once you do that, all you have to do is then tune in to the Ready, Set, Go preview show, which airs on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time to find out if you are the winner. All we ask is that you be a subscriber of the channel, a resident of the US, a resident of Canada, or have a mailing address in the United States. That's it. That's all you have to do. Head over to the community tab, click the link, and get in the running for this awesome 9.9 Detective Comics 1000. Good luck.